and Josh and Aaron. Aren't I pretty good at names, eh? Oh, I tell you, thank you very much for giving those books out. It's nice of you to be here. I know that he's going to have some words to tell you about all the people that were involved with him, but I do know that this is going to be something that's going to be remembered, read by many, many people. It's going to be remembered as the true story of the school district from 1886 until 2011. He's a marvelous person, an educator of very, very high renown. In fact, when we used to hire teachers at Medicine Hat Public School District 76, we always checked the resume. And if they had had 2 years of training with Roy at the college, and no matter where they went, Lethbridge or Calgary, Edmonton, and so on, we said, we want that person because they had an excellent grounding. So here is the man who did it all and who wrote this book, and now he's going to tell us a little bit about what happened there and all the excitement that resulted in this beautiful leading edge. Dr. Roy Wilson.
Thank you, Dr. Sauer. Some of the things I was going to say Dr. Sauer has said, so I don't want to repeat.
You say them again, Roy. Sorry.
Well, it's okay. The journey of doing this history over the last 18 months involved reading 125 years of school board minutes. I don't know if you've tried reading school board minutes. If you've been at a school board meeting, sometimes they're pretty deadly. Well, I mean, Doctor, I've got to be careful here. But actually, some of them are really interesting too. And so as I read these 125 years, it sort of began to dawn on me that something pretty incredible had been going on in Medicine Hat. The book itself, it says that it's a pretty good district, but it also says that we didn't always hit the mark. We sometimes missed the mark. So someone said to me the other day, well, shouldn't you just sort of talk about the good stuff? I said, no, it's a history book. You got to have both the good and the stuff that you didn't quite make it on. But we came close. In fact, we maybe came really close. What's the car company that is always trying to be number one? Anyway, that's almost us. We're almost there. In fact, Dr. Henderson keeps saying that by next year, actually, we will be the leading edge. Wait and see. Don't hold your breath. This would not have happened, this history, without three things. First of all, the encouragement and trustees, the encouragement of the trustees on the board. When I first started, when Ms. Hashizumi said to me, Roy, you got to do this history, I said, Gita, I'm retired. Give me a break. I want to have some time to myself. No, well, you can do it. You can have that when you finish the book. So 18 months ago, I started doing it, and we got through. And a lot of people helped make it work. A lot of people volunteered. They read. They edited. They supported. They encouraged. They said nice things to me as I was going along. Even when I wrote something, sometimes they said, that's not too bad. Keep it up. Every so often, people read and said, Roy, why are there so many spelling mistakes? I said, I don't know. I thought I knew how to spell. But anyway, I soon learned to sort of smarten up and do a better job there. And of course, I had good support from my family in terms of encouraging me. I have to say, being in this beautiful building there, you're right, what a place to be. But just through those doors and turning right is the archives. That's the soul of our history is in there, people. Our records are there for so many different things. And every day you go there, you see people like Earl, who's there all the time, or Grace Christie in there regularly, and other people who are digging away, finding things, writing things. And I learned to love being there every morning for several months as I went through these wonderful records. Thank you to this city for providing this beautiful place and those archives, really critical for us. And yes, and I have to say as well, just across the street is the public library. And the public library, in case you didn't know that, they have all of the newspapers on microfilm. From the beginning, from the very first volume that was done here, all of those newspapers exist just across the street. And I really enjoyed spending time there in the library and reading newspaper stories about who we are and how we became what we are. So this book is not only the story of a school district, ours, and I really hope I have done justice to the wonderful story that needed to be told. It's equally that of public education in this community, what it is and how it has served us and continues to serve us. Our forebears, upon first arriving in this beautiful valley, way back in the 1880s, immediately set to work building their homes, their workplaces, their churches, and then their school. That was critical. Someone else said that earlier. These institutions represented the core values of those people. Hopefully today those are still the heart and soul of who we are as a people, those institutions. So in the book, I tell that story. Through this work, I have increased even further my appreciation for those who have gone before us, for the honored educators who are here today, several whom are with us and who have given so much to build this district, as well as so many of you have. As I was preparing this and thinking about this day, which has sort of been going on for quite a while as we got ready for it, I came across this quote, and I thought this kind of, for me, says what I was trying to do when I wrote this book. Here's what the quote says. In order to go forward, we must first look back. Look back at the mistakes that have been made and vow never to make them again. Look back at the ideals that could have been built on and vow to finally implement those. And ladies and gentlemen, I am confident that in this district we will continue to do that, to build those ideals and to create those ideals. So it's been my task to bring this story to you through this book. I've dedicated the book to all of our children. May we build as wisely for them in the future as was done by those of you who are here in the past. Just before I close, I want to thank all the people that made this event possible. The school district people, the people at the Esplanade who helped set it up and what have you. Specifically to my good friend Glenda, who carried so much of this and encouraged me in so many ways with her enthusiasm. Thank you. There's still some cake. I see that looks really good up front, that cake. Happy birthday, Medicine Hat School District number 76. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wilson. You see, that was a labor of love. Hours and hours and hours. And I know that Colleen, his wife, was probably very, very handy to type and do things at home to make sure that she could see the dining room table and things like that, because I'm sure you had all of the material laid out before it was brought together into the nice, handy part of a book.